After 3 years of war, Washington may have offered Moscow an economic lifeline just as the Russian economy is overheating, driven by Western sanctions. US President Donald Trump is urging for a swift agreement to end the war in Ukraine, which has alarmed Washington's European allies. This comes amid skyrocketing interest rates, persistently high inflation, and Russia's massive fiscal stimulus. Buoyed by prospects for sanctions relief, one of the few Russian companies left on any of the world's major exchanges saw a more than 15-fold surge in trading activity last week. The ruble surged to a near 6-month high against the dollar. The ruble has rallied 24% against the dollar and 15% versus the Chinese yuan this year. That is primarily due to optimism about potential improvements in relations with the US and the Russian central bank linked the ruble surge since the beginning of the year to the easing of geopolitical concerns after Trump's intervention. However, the central bank said that it was too soon to assess the effects of this on the economy. The central bank said the strengthening of the ruble was linked to both the market's reaction to geopolitical events and the seasonal decrease in demand for foreign currency from importers. The bank, however, added it's currently difficult to assess how sustainable the strengthening of the ruble observed in the recent weeks will be and how it will affect prices. Inflation has become the biggest problem for the Russian government, and a stronger ruble would help solve that. The central bank in the latest meeting decided to keep the benchmark interest rate unchanged at 21%, the highest level since the early 2000s. This was to combat inflation. The minutes of the latest meeting showed the bank had contemplated raising the rate even higher to 22%. The central bank projects the inflation rate to reach 10.6% in the current quarter. Russia's GDP is expected to increase at a slower 2.9% compared to 3.3% in December quarter last year. While government spending is usually good for the economy, Russia's fiscal expansion is for defense and is now weighing on corporate investment. Moscow's defense spending cuts are unlikely anytime soon. However, other economic constraints should relax. Sanctions might be lifted and Western firms could return if a deal is struck. For latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.